The OMI update video. Guys that are new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashie. Hello, Dashie. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. And yeah, let's get the spread. We'll go to the, what are we going to do first? We're going to do, I guess, OMI. I guess I asked for some, told you I'd do some OMI price predictions. I'll go over that, compare it with the rest of the market, and then go to the Veve news, and then I'll take some questions. Whatever y'all want. So we'll take a look at what has gone on today with the market, and then we'll get into OMI, see how it compares. So over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin down about 1.5%, ETH down about 0.8%, BNB down 1.8%, XRP down 1.4%, Solana down 2%, Cardano down 4.7%, and Avalanche down almost 4%, Dogecoin down 3.1%. So the entire market is red. Shiba down almost 11%. ICP, no, not Insane Clown Posse. Internet Computer is up 7%. Yeah, you got everything else is down. Like it's a sea of red, like the Red Sea. But let's take a look at the OMI and see what that's doing right here. OMI is down about 1.7%, about in line with the market. Actually down a bit less than the rest of the top 10. But again, it's at 00067. It seems that without exchanges, without really good utility, or I shouldn't say that, without utility that is burning from the circulating supply, it seems this is where we're gonna be trending between 00061 and 00069. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. You know, when do we get those exchanges? When do we get? Well, again, we don't really need the exchanges to go back up to 0008. I mean, heck, we got up to 1.2 cents without exchanges. We got up to 1.2 cents without Marvel or Disney. It was just epic utility, from OMI to Gem, which we can get again, but it's going to be different this time. It's not just going to be, hey, sacrifice your OMI for gems and that's it, and then we get the gems and that's so. Right now it's going to be it will be OMI to Gem, but it's going to be from the Gem liquidity pool. When they had the OMI to Gem originally, I don't know how much money they wasted, because again, there was one of the X team members that's like, oh, let's give it this mass utility. And I don't know how nobody realized that this wouldn't give, this wouldn't be good for Veve, because let's say you have OMI to Gem and there's no Gem liquidity pool, right? If you have OMI to Gem and you just burn your OMI straight for gems, and then Veve just get gems, there's no money going to Veve. Veve would have been bankrupt in like a month, if that would have continued. So they let it go for like 2 days, like, okay, this is dumb. We can't keep doing this. But for those of you that don't know, the people that are pretty new, the Gem liquidity pool, Veve through their funds, because they make a lot of money, and we'll go over all the funds that they make, in a bit after this. They donated 1 million gems to that Gem liquidity pool. Like $1 million worth of gems is there, and that will, I mean, what do we get today? Or yesterday, I'm sorry, yesterday, for the platinum moments, there was 177,000 gems that were bought, just with the platinum moments. So I shouldn't say that. There was 177,000 gems that were bought, and then I think Veve made like $155,000 on the actual drop. So outside of that, people were going, and the fees and stuff, I think it was close to 200,000 that they had made, grossed with everything. So if you have 6 or 7 really good drops like that platinum moments that just sold out very, very quickly, that 1 million gems, I get it, it seems like a lot, but that could be gone like that. And that's with us not being able to use our OMI. If we could use our OMI and then suddenly OMI goes up from 0006s, and then it goes up to 0024, just let's say 1/4 of 1 penny, and it does a 4x. Okay, somebody that only has $5,000, okay, well now they have $20,000. What happens when you get that money? It's very easy to spend. So I really think that could be gone within a week. It probably could even be gone within like a couple of days. So unless that Gem liquidity pool is constantly refilled, that also might not be the end all be all. Now, obviously, you're going to have a lot of different things. Like, hopefully they do some type of crypto to Gem, where if you go and you are able to buy gems with crypto, not just OMI, but maybe make it so that, oh, $108 has to be spent in order to get 100 gems. Well, why would you do that? Well, it's a lot easier to take your ETH and to put it to gems than it is to go and, you know, transfer it somewhere, sell it for OMI, and then use your OMI, or just, turn it into cash. So I think people would do that for the convenience, but then they go and say, oh, actually, if you go and use OMI, it's actually only $3 to buy gems, as opposed to 108, in order to buy in order for ETH or Bitcoin or whatever. So I think that's something that could also be really good. We could have another pair. I mean, instead of just USDT, imagine being able to buy OMI with ETH or buy OMI with Bitcoin. So that could also really help. I would say, but again, all these things are pretty separate. And then when you have the OMI 2 accessory, that we should get in the first half of the year. Once we get something that's burning, you use that, it burns from the circulating supply, and we can do that forever. If you want to decorate your home space with a Veve couch, imagine having a 3-person black couch, the amount of memes that could be created. Let's not forget that Mickey Mouse is set to go into the public domain in January of 2024. It's a couple weeks away. What happened when Winnie the Pooh went into the domain? We got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. So, I mean, they, yeah, you can get really, really creative with stuff like that. So if Veve had, I think just for that reason, Veve will not go and give out a black couch, like, a casting couch, just because, oh God, I really wish they would, though. I mean, what happened with Tumblr when they got rid of porn? Everyone remember that? Tumblr was like the biggest website ever. They took a giant nosedive because they got rid of porn. And then suddenly they, oh, hey, they let porn back on. And then, the usership went up. But yeah, that was insane. That was wild. Anyway, we're getting a little off track here. Oh my God, my chest hurts. I can't tell it's because I ate too much or if it's because I did chest day today. Anyway, the OMI 2 accessory I think will be good. We'll get that in the first half of the year. And then I think, well, the OMI to gem, I'm hoping is the first half of the year. It might be Q3. But both that and OMI to NFT, we really should get in 2024. The other thing I'm really thinking of is the bronze tickets. Like we already know on January 1st, season 1, if you have OMI in there by December 31st, you're good. You'll be able to go and collect your bronze tickets, or you'll be able to collect the accumulation, meaning they'll tell you how many bronze tickets you're getting. And then in April or early Q2 or phase 2 or season 2 of whatever you want to call it, for OMI rewards, you will be able to use those. And there's going to be a specific crafting event. So let's say in Q2, they have something really cool. Remember, the app isn't just going to stay the same for the next, like 4 months. We are going to have a big announcement in December. David was on Dr. Stuff and Crypto Rain's podcast like a month ago saying, yeah, December, we should have a new vertical, most likely music. I do think they're in Japan, right? They might be back from Japan right by now. They were there for like a week or two. But I think they're back now, or I don't think they were at Tokyo Comic Con, I believe. So I think you have a couple more gold, silver logos that were redeemed as well. A couple more that were bought as well. So there's a bunch of stuff going on there. Excuse me, I got it. Oh, bless me. See, if this was a video, I would have had to be like, excuse me, guys. And I pause, and then I sneeze, and then I unpause, and, you don't really know. So if there's anything you don't get in the video, if there's anything that you see in videos, like, why did he say this? That was weird. It's because I have to sneeze or belch or fart or whatever. Sometimes I'll leave the farts in. That's my B. Anyway, so any one of these things for OMI could really pump it up. But at the end of the day, you really do need exchanges because, you do have a couple people with billions of OMI that will constantly sell down because they're already in profit because they got it at quad 4 zeros. But again, at some point you will have these people that are going to want to pump the price as well. Like Veve probably doesn't need to do anything. Hey, remember when we had, Andre Jick and we had Logan Paul and we had BitBoy? I think Andre Jick just kind of went by himself to do it. But all of these other people started talking about Veve and OMI. That wasn't from David and Dan. That was from somebody else going and saying, oh, hey, guess what? You should go and take this compensation right here, whatever that compensation was, I don't know, and talk about it. And they did, and I guarantee you that type of thing happens again. Again, if you have a couple billion OMI, what is, $30,000 to you if you go in and tell someone to go in and pump it, and then it pumps, and suddenly, your amount of OMI, which is next to nothing, or your amount of OMI that you gave them, or money that you gave them is next to nothing. Suddenly your OMI goes up, 6x, and you have billions of OMI. It's a lot of money. Anywho, moving on here. I do expect some of the same things for Earth 2 as well. 866,000 in volume on the day, $182 million market cap. So this is, again, when compared this to, let's see how Bonk is doing. I haven't taken a look at Bonk. So it was a top 50 coin, still a top 60. It's number 54. And again, I don't have Bonk. I likely would not get Bonk at this price. I think I first mentioned Bonk when it was number 51. It's number 54 now. I told you I wouldn't go get it. And, part of the reason why is because when you already have over $1 billion market cap, and you have really no utility, it's really not a good. I wouldn't go into that after it already 30x over the last month or so, and it also had 1.7 billion in volume. Again, when we get on these exchanges and we have a bunch of people, influencers coming in, I don't really expect us to go and have a billion in volume, but I do expect us to have a couple hundred million. And who knows? I mean, when the NFT narrative kicks off and licensed collectibles, that is probably. It's not outside the realm of possibility. Speaking of that, Harris Ryan went on and said, "Imagine when so-called random NFT projects fade away and people will find the true collecting app where we have been collecting gem from real franchises. This will be massive." He tags me, Dr. Profit, Veve Official, and a couple other people. And Harris Ryan's kind of a big whale. If you go and you take a look at the leaderboards for Marvel on Stacker, and you look at the sub 100s, he's number 10, I think, or 12 or something like that. He's a really big collector. So it was cool for him to do that. Anyway, let me finish up with OMI, and then I'll get to the rest of the stuff, rest of the news. Oh, I've already been talking 12 minutes about that. Sorry. OMI could, maybe not flat, but I think, OMI could have its ups and downs. But until they start talking about the token and advertising for it and getting it on more exchanges, we could have another 6 months where we're down here. That being said, they could go, and when the expiry expires in a couple weeks, and in January, boom, they could just go next month, and suddenly you see us at 0003, or I'm sorry, 003, and we could do a 5x, in a month. So, or I'd say 5x within. Bless me. I would say 5x probably within a week of them talking about it in those announcements. Because again, the app is not going to stay the same. You have I think the music vertical that should hopefully launch this month, which David mentioned this month. He mentioned it in November. Maybe they delay that to January, whatever. You'll have that pretty soon. And then you also have another big partnership coming out. Again, this is why you really should go to the events, because when you go to the events, you might meet some people that maybe they already have some deals signed and we all know about them. That's cool. But maybe you meet somebody that says, "Oh yeah, hey, you're Randy. Oh hey, yeah, I'm sorry, who are you again?" It's "Oh, I'm this person from this group. Oh yeah. When are we doing the announcement? I want to make a video for you guys." And they're "Oh, well, we're not formally announcing until X date." It's "Oh yeah, no problem." And then, now, I'm not going to be that guy and go and spoil it and talk out of turn here, but there is going to be another announcement either late Q1 or early Q2, for the app. It'll be a nice, really big partnership. I can't wait for that. So again, the app's not going to stay still. The app is going to keep evolving and keep growing. And again, we have some stuff to go over for this weekend, because the app has been a little iffy the last week or so. But anyway, let's get to it. I would love it if we got Nintendo. Oh god, that'd be insane. We have Savid saying, "Just picked up this Marvel Secret Rare first appearance Ronin, limited to 600 mints for 45 gems." So what is this person stacking here? This person is going and getting a Ronin. It is a popular character, but it's really only popular in the comic book world. I guarantee you, I don't even think, if you watch Avengers Endgame, I don't even think they call Hawkeye Ronin. I think they just call him Hawkeye. So spoilers for Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, if you haven't seen it. It's several years old by now. It was so ubiquitous at one point, you could literally watch these movies on Pornhub. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, I realize I have to explain myself now. I went over to my friend Brittany's. We were partying, and I was like, "Are you watching Avengers?" And then she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Where are you watching this from?" And like, "Oh, it's on Pornhub." I was like, "What? Why were you on?" And she's like, "Well, I went to do something, and then it was on there." So I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh, all right." Anyway, it wasn't me that was looking up Avengers on porn. It was my friend, and not some girl Brittany, not that Brittany, different Brittany. I realized when I posted about my birthday the other day, there was a girl named Brittany in there. That wasn't her. It was a different Brittany. Oof. Okay, sorry. Moving on. Thank you so much, Bill Garner, for the super chat saying just picked another 2.5 million OMI last night. Get that bread. Oh, hey, Sleepin'. I'm wearing your hat because I love you. I wear your hat not everywhere, but a lot of places. I go and I wear it because I look like poop without it, and two, because I love you. Anyway, moving on here. So yeah, that's how ubiquitous Endgame was, and Infinity War was years ago. So anyway, in that movie, in Avengers: Infinity War, a lot of people get snapped. Who are the people that got snapped? Well, you have Linda Cardellini, who was, oh, sorry, Steve, I'm so sorry you're sick. Yeah, Linda Cardellini, who is Hawkeye's wife. She is still so beautiful, and he have his two kids, and you think like, oh, hey, everyone gets snapped, including them, but Hawkeye stayed alive, so he has that survivor's guilt. So he uses his skills as an assassin, and he goes on, and there are still criminals in the world. Like Thanos didn't really just take out like the bad people. He goes and takes out half of everyone. So yeah, half of criminals are gone, but so are half of the good guys, and the criminals running rampant. So Hawkeye just goes on as the Ronin character, and goes on and just straight up murders everyone, and it is beautiful. Like I know why they don't really show that in the movie, because he goes and he just, oh my god, he blasts away, and it is gruesome. Speaking of which, you have the Echo series that's coming out in the next couple months, and Echo is the first Disney Plus show going TVMA, like for mature. Now they've done this before with not Avengers. They've done this before with Daredevil and Punisher that were MA because they were super bloody and super violent and super epic. This kind of reminds me of, remember that episode of Married with Children where Psycho Dad gets taken off TV and Al Bundy's like, he's a darn good paw, but he hates the law. Killed his bad guy with a saw. Anyway, they have to go and like try to bring back Psycho Dad because it was too violent, and apparently it was. Anyway, these were so violent on Netflix. They had that parental advisory warning. This is TV mature. They're finally doing that on Disney Plus. Part of the reason that they're doing that is that because Disney just finished buying out all of Hulu. They did own like 70-ish% of Hulu. They finished out buying all of them, and now you have this thing where right now you can most people either just have Hulu or Disney Plus. I feel like more people have Disney Plus. Some people have both. You can actually watch Hulu on Disney Plus if you have both. But they are putting up some of their mature content on Disney Plus. It doesn't just show up right away. You do have to go up into the settings and switch that. And once you switch that to the settings, you'll be able to see it. Like they do have the old Jessica Jones, and they do have the old Daredevil series on Disney Plus now. You just have to go and switch those parental settings. Anyway, when you go and you take a look at that, Echo's going to be super, super dark. It is the first MA. And then you're going to have Daredevil on top of that. That's like 20-something episodes. That's a legit, like, supernatural long episode. I'm not saying it's supernatural because it doesn't exist. I'm saying supernatural because of the show Supernatural. Like, those all had, like, 24 episodes per season, like Gilmore Girls. Jared Padalecki had really, really good luck with all of those shows. Anywho, moving on here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the Ronin character, he's really, really popular as far as comic book people go. And there are clearly comic book people on the app. We have Sleep in Comics here. My Collectibles is a member as well. He goes in and says hi every now and then. So there's a lot of those here, but just kind of on the app, he's barely like mint price. Like literally somebody went and paid $50 for him, and now is like, I'm going to sell him for $45. There's 600 of him. There is so few of those guys. And as soon as like other people come in, this is first appearance Ronin, they're going to get him. Like that any Marvel character where there's only one of them, like you can't really do that for something like, let's say like Deadpool. Deadpool, there's 5 different versions of him, 2 of them which are animated, and then you have a bunch of Deadpools over in the Deadpool Marvel Mighties. Same thing with Captain America. You have, his first appearance is technically in the Marvel Mighties, but then you have like the badass version of him with the shield, and it's animated. But Ronin, there's just one. Like, there's no other character. Yes, there is first appearance Hawkeye, where he does have the bow action, but again, different character, like different suits, different everything. And again, they both labeled them first appearances, so people will want him. Hawkeye is like the Disney version of Hawkeye, and then you do have Ronin, which is like the rated R superstar version of him. Anywho, so that's what one person did. We have a bunch of stuff. I know I'm already 20 minutes into this. Spider-Man had reached, Peter Parker had reached $8,400. I'll take a look at him right now because in general, he is a lot. I remember one time I was talking with a buddy of mine, and it was a big group chat, like a video chat, and somebody was talking about Spider-Man, like as in they didn't know too much about him. They're like, well, I know he's like really popular, and kids love him, but like, how much do people spend on him? How much do people like really love him? And then a buddy of mine's like, no, you don't understand. People go crazy for Spider-Man. I was like, okay, yeah, and that is singed into my memory forever. So for the most part, 8,400. But there is one person, Kiwuli, that has them for $6,900. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. Let's see the final price. I guarantee you it's $69.95, so 7,000. But once that is sold, again, it is up to 8,400. I think Dr. Profit has like 70 of those. He's got a lot. He's got a ton of him. And right now you can, I mean, I don't have the funds for him. I mean, if I sold some OMI, I would, but I ain't doing that. I ain't selling that OMI. Anyway, we have that. The Disney Platinum moments. So you had, what was it, 541? Let's take a look at this. I just want to make sure the math is right here. The Stitch, and again, none of these are first appearance, but you have the Elsa, the Stitch, and the Tinkerbell that had 551. So if you do 551 and multiply it by 3, it's 1653 multiplied by 60, 99,180. And then after that, on the same day, you do have the potions as well. The potions were $30 each, but they were, oh wow, all right, so 1923. So actually 1833. So if you do that, you times it by 30, it's 54,990 plus the 99,180. It is 154,000. And then out of that, 722 of those were burned, meaning that there's 1,100-ish left, and there's only 722 of the art of those particular collectibles. So if you divide that by 3, there's only 240 of those each. So there's not a lot of art pieces. And what a lot of people did not know that day, I wish I could have gone live for this. I birthday weekend. I wasn't able to, but what a lot of people didn't know is that you could only get those posters if you got the collectible from the drop. If you didn't get the collectible from the drop, like me, I was not selected for this. I was not selected for the drop. So I didn't get one. So I didn't get one on the secondary. But if you went to buy one on the secondary and you get it and then you get a potion, you could not use that potion to craft if you got it from the secondary. It was only if you got it from the drop. And they've done this type of thing before. I think they've done it with the Fleur Kittens, and they did it with, or they're doing it now with the Mighties, where if you have the Scarlet Witch and the, oh god, what's his name? Falcon. They might not be doing it for that. Don't quote me on that. But I know for the Fleur Kittens they did, where you could only craft a goose if you got them from the store. So, of course, you have, the ultra rares that sold out for the Fleur Kittens, and then the other ones that haven't sold out yet, and I don't think they ever will. But in this one, though, they did not mention it in the article that they had written. Like in the Fleur Kittens, it was there plain in black and white saying you must go and buy these from the store in order to craft your goose, in order to craft that secret rare. And in this article for this particular drop, they did not mention that. So a bunch of people are just like, hey, I bought this for $60. I'll sell it for like 85, 90, 100, whatever it was. I think Elsa got up to like 110. They made like 40 something dollars, thinking that they could go and rebuy it when it went back down, which, some did. But as people are going and buying from the secondary, yeah. If those people were smart, if those people are just like, hey, let me go and craft this before I sell it, but they didn't. So there's a lot of people that go on and just, they did it for the quick flip. They didn't think to go and craft it, and now it's, so you did have a lot of people that were kind of angry, that were saying like, hey, this wasn't in the article, you always specifically tell us. I'm angry at that. And it's like, okay, I get that. And then you have the people that are living in big regret that are just like, oh, if I had known that, I totally would have crafted that potion in order to get this super secret rare poster. Because again, there's only about 240 of each of those posters, of those artworks. And they do look really cool. And then you have the people that maybe didn't care about the posters, but they wanted the money. Like, well, if I knew that, I would have gone and crafted, and then I would have sold that. The potion costs $30. Okay, cool. I'll burn the potion, and then I'll get this. I'll get this poster that's worth like $90 or $100, whatever. So then you have a couple of those people that are going and making it seem like, oh, if I had known, and they're kind of crying as well, even though they wouldn't have cared beforehand. But yeah, it does seem like a lot of people were upset about that. So I did have to talk about that because that's what I do. And then we have after that. Okay, so in general, people FUD, and some of the FUD, well, not FUD in general shouldn't be bad. It's just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And some people are fearful of things because they're new and they don't know. Some people are uncertain because they don't know how to interpret data, and some people doubt because they've been hurt before, they've been promised things before. So I understand. But then you have the FUDders that just straight up lie. Somebody that goes and says, and again, this person is lying, and I blocked this person before because they have lied before. But they're saying, oh, David Yu has dumped 335 million OMI on the fam since the start of the year, slurping up liquidity here and there. Why is the cows funding the dairy farm? And then he posts a Photoshopped photo of David Yu, of his supposed wallet of David Yu. Again, it is Photoshopped. And then people in the comments were like, listen, I looked this up, and this is not David's wallet. And then other people are kind of going in there and say, oh, well, yeah, he made it up because he's good at Photoshop and he could just spread the FUD. So if you go and you see something like that or anything like that, be advised, verify everything before you go and share that, because there was a couple of quotes on that, like as in quoting, as in like resharing it and saying something, and a bunch of other. So people just read the headline. And again, this is not just selective to the Veve and OMI community. You have this. Like in tabloids in general, like, oh, hey, random generic headline X post about this person, and then in the article they say, well, actually, they bury the lead, and people just read the article, they just read the headline, and that's that, etc. But again, just throwing that out there. Team is looking into, okay, stand by. Okay, so here's another thing. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix wands were not released. Props were sold this weekend. I don't know if this is Golden Auctions or Heritage Auctions, but Ron Weasley's wand prop, which was with the DVD. Oh, that's really cool. But his wand prop sold for $76,000, which is a ton. And then you have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Daniel Radcliffe wand prop with a DVD, sold for $69,000. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. Emma Watson sold for like the least. I don't know why. I feel like she's more popular than Ron, but anyway, that it just goes to show you that if something is cool enough, people will pay tens of thousands of dollars for it. Like, I get it's just a prop, but again, if something's cool enough, people will pay tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars for it. Yeah. I hope Parallel Universe Me is doing okay. Also, you have, and again, I don't know how much is money laundering and how much of this is people that just bought ETH at $1 and now it's called $1,000 and, they're just rich AF, they're ETH rich. There are these ordinals that had sold for just over $450,000 total. You have Bitcoin shrooms, which is the top mushroom with the S. Again, it looks very, very similar to a Mario mushroom, except they just put a light blue thing on it with a red, yellow S. That sold for $241,000. And then you have Bitcoin Shroom Sovereign Individual, which is again, another Mario-looking mushroom with a crown on it, and it looks like an 8 or a 3 or whatever. That sold for $107,000. And then you have Bitcoin Shrooms, which is a Bitcoin Shroom seed. It looks like an avocado, and in the avocado is a dark mushroom. Sold for $101,000. I don't think... Now, granted, these are not just normal NFTs. These are ordinals. These are NFTs on Bitcoin. Um, there are a bunch of these that are selling for a lot of money, and some people have made hundreds of thousands on these, and a lot of people have made just money in general. Maybe not at the six-figure level, but a bunch of people have made money in general on these. I really don't see what the big deal is. I understand, oh, but it's on Bitcoin. It's not on ETH. It's not on layer two. It's straight up on Bitcoin, which makes it special, I guess. I don't know. There are people that are just in that frame of mind and subscribe to, oh, it's special because it's on Bitcoin. Um, Again, I understand why people would like, oh, it's different. Cool. It is different. But again, same things apply that they do on, why do you have 20,000 cryptos out there? Or why do you have an infinite amount of people putting out NFTs out there that really have like no meaning? And I get it. Like, what's like the meaning of Marvel Mighties? It's like, well, they are based off characters, which are really, really cool. They have 60 years of stories. Some have 100 years of stories. Um, oh, not 100 years, but you know what I mean. They have a really long time of story, 80 years worth of stories. Some of them, um, and again, it's not like they are those characters, but whether it's stuff on layer two, like a ZK Rolla, whether it's stuff on ETH or an ordinal on Bitcoin, most of these like that does not mean anything in the real world. No, nobody's gonna know what that is. Um, Everyone will know Batman. They might not know who Todd McFarlane is or Eddie Rizzo is. They might not know who any of the artists are, but they'll know who Batman is, and they'll recognize eventually the significance of a first appearance on the blockchain. Same thing with Superman. Same thing. So it's not just Marvel. It's not just Star Wars. Oh God, Vader. Oh God. So I think like a month or two ago, Todd was actually like $500. I think he was actually sub 500, and now he's like $800. So the bottom I think has been in for a little while. Could we have like a Black Swan that kind of takes everything back down? Sure. But we've been in this bear market for like 2 years now, and it's it's a lot. I think people are kind of ready for it to go up. That's why when you had this scare a couple weeks ago when, oh, what is this new white lung disease? What is this new variant of the Rona? And everyone's like, I'm not freaking going back to wearing masks and shutting everything down again. Like that will likely never happen again. The government had one card to play. There's this one card that they could play. They played it, and that's again likely never going to happen again. Moving on here. Again, just showing what people will spend hundreds of thousands on something if they think it's cool. So Veve did talk about this stuff. So that was another thing with the Star Wars drop, which I mentioned that on my birthdays. I had a birthday stream a couple days ago. 33 is okay. 33 is okay. Been okay so far. I benched 235 before. I have not benched over 225 in years. So I've been able to bench 235 now, even though my shoulder is not okay. That was really fun. Anyway, so 33 has not been too bad so far. Anyway, Veve goes on to say, we've taken on board your valuable feedback regarding the communications around this morning's drop. We do apologize for any confusion this has caused. Rest assured, this will all be taken into account as we continue to evolve this new crafting feature in our app. That again was for the Platinum Moments drop because people just didn't know that you could only craft if you bought from the store. Oh God! So this is why I'm so thankful for Veve. We had NFTstats.eth saying an exploit is happening on Flooring Lab permissions. Revoke them if you can. Many apes and penguins were stolen. Terrible day. So this was not just there. This had happened a couple of times. They got it for Azuki. A bunch of people had gotten their stuff stolen, and I think it happened on Ledger as well. I have to go and take a look at this. So yeah, it happened on Ledger in a couple different ways. It happened with NFTs, and it also happened with Bitcoin. There's a guy named ProModder over on Reddit that had said, hey, I have my 5-year-old Ledger Nano on October 23rd. I upgraded the firmware to 2.690. Again, comment nice down below with the 69. And tried to send some amount with specific UTXO with coin control. But when I tried to send this transaction, I got an error front end and decided to send Bitcoin with regular way without specifying UTXO, and the same problem again, error. Then I found out that the Ledger services was overloaded and a lot of people faced network issues and decided to try again later. A few hours later, I found out that all of my Bitcoin was sent to an unknown address. I got 2 transaction times, the time in log matches the transactions I tried to send. First one merged all of my UTXOs into one possible coin control bug, and the second one sent the correct amount as I wanted to the recipient, and change was sent to the address I still can't generate with my generator. I tried like 10,000 times and over a billion addresses, visible and change, on each account and still can't find it. Other assets still on ledger, so it's not like some kind of hack. I guess in other case, I should have lost all my assets. My seed phrase never been written on PC and phone or any kind of online services to store notes. Can someone explain what happened? And then somebody goes and says, there are benefits and drawbacks to any financial vehicle. The benefits of self-custody of Bitcoin are obvious at this point, but so are the risks. If you lose your keys, they're not your coin. So this person's saying, I understand, hey, not your coins, not your keys, not your crypto, but if you lose your keys, you're hacked. I get it. A lot of people, especially old school people, talk to grandma, talk to grandpa, where they store their money in back in the day, under their mattress. Didn't trust banks. And that worked out swimmingly until the house burns down and you lose all your money. Another one says it's because you can never eliminate risk, but only rather convert a risk to a different type of risk. If there was a perfect solution, convenient, self-custody, peer-to-peer human errors can be prevented, and more security, it could be grand. Transactions are immutable because there is no central entity, and that's understandable. But on the other hand, there has to be some layer of validation here. It could be technically possible to know that the change of address is not the sender's deviation path and fail signaling the transaction? ? We need breakthrough in the technology for Bitcoin to fulfill its original purpose. But be advised, guys, a lot of what's been happening, I guarantee you in the real world, most people will not care about self-custody. They just want it to be safe. They want it to be safe, and they don't, well, again, whether it's with their crypto or whether it's their NFTs and their assets, whatever, they don't want to go through all this. Whoever's going to make it easy, like I think Veve has, that's probably going to be the route that they're going to go. So just throwing that out there. Moving on. Yep, mac and cheese. All right, so there were a couple of winners here for the 12 days of Veve. They're about halfway done now. Star Coach. All right, so they have the Thanos Copter. Lil Boss Secret Rare was given away. Hulk Common was given away. Hulk Common is like $60-something now. Remember when that went to like $30? Well, it's $60-something now. Ultra Rare Back Labbit was given away. Monster Hunter Secret Rare. Luke Chu Monkey King Secret Rare. A Big Bird Gold Secret Rare. Avengers Ultra Rare. Oh, wow, that's really cool, the comic. Mumbad Ultra Rare and Return of the Jedi Rare was given away. So that stuff is really cool. Ooh, I've been going on for 37 minutes. Is there anything... man, I have other stuff to go over. Okay. I will just do the top 500 Veve holders, and then I'll answer everyone's questions because I feel like I've been talking for too long. We'll go over the biggest sellers first. So the biggest sellers is Gangster, which had sold 20 NFTs. He was wallet number 104. We have Nasty, which had sold 31 NFTs. He was wallet number 29. And we have J.S. Bowers that has been in the top, that he's been selling for like months now. He still has 3,800 NFTs, but he did sell 88 of them this past week. So altogether, what is that? 119. So 139 NFTs were sold from the top 3 accounts. That was writ small by just the third most buyer, Colonel Sats, who is the number 6 wallet. He had purchased 205 Veve collectibles this week. We have Thantos, who has purchased 415 collectibles this week. And Bezoj Man, so close to 40,000. He has purchased 692 NFTs this past week, bringing his big number up to 39,802. So by next week, he will have 40,000 NFTs. That is absolutely nuts. I have like 1,500. Yeah, that's incredible. And then also you do have in order to be in the top 500, you need 1,312 NFT. Oh, I'm sorry, 1,300. Why is it only showing 499? It's not showing number 500. Well, either way, I'm going to say you need over. I'd say 1,308. This says 1,312 for 499, but I don't know why they're only showing 499. They're not showing the 500th. In either case, we'll look at it at 1,312. We'll say 1,310 if we round down. And one last thing, and then I will go and answer everyone's questions. If you go and you take a look at Stacker and you go to the Marvel ranking here, and you go to the sub 100s. Oh, hey, who is number 3? It's Chavez Cat. Remember when I only had like 90 something? Now I have 114 sub 100 Marvel collectibles. I will get that number 2 spot before the end of 2024. So hopefully towards like the middle of the year, I will get that number 2 spot. I'll never get the number 1. Dr. Prophet has 555 sub 100 Marvel collectibles, and I'll just never get there. Or even if I do get there, he'll have more than that by the time I do get there, even if I get there in years from now. So yeah. Ooh, did Okomi just post a new tweet? They did. They're just saying, hey, season 1 of OMI Rewards goes live in 2 weeks. So to be eligible for bronze ticket rewards and exclusive crafting, ensure you are holding OMI in your web wallet by January 1st, 2024. Yeah. Okay. Where was I? All right, now let's go to the stuff here. Okay, excuse me. We've got Bill Gardner saying number 268 in the house. I feel like I haven't moved, but definitely bought like 20 MTs last week. I'll see where you are. Oh, water's so good. Well, Bill, for your comment, I will go back and I will see where you are. You said you were 268, right? B. Gardner, yep, it said you purchased 15. Be advised, this is off a little bit. So mine says, I know I'm in the top 500, or I know I'm in the top 400. It says I have 1571. I do not have 1571. Total, I have 1546. So it's actually off by 30-something collectibles. I don't know why. And that's obviously the a combination between, a combination between collectibles and comics. So Josh Emmett had a big UFC fight yesterday, and he won with just a, oh my God, an insane right overhand. It was really fast. It made a pop on the other person's jaw. The dude was actually, after he was knocked out, Josh didn't know this at the time. He was just like, yeah, I did it. But like a few seconds after, his opponent was actually like convulsing on the floor. I was like, oh my God, Josh, straight up murked that. Anyway, I think he's fine now. Josh made a lot of people a lot of money. We had a bunch of people, I think Tammy in particular was in Vegas. She's like, all this money on Josh. And yeah, so shout out to him. I will get him on the podcast at some point. He's just extremely busy right now. Obviously, the day after a fight, you really don't feel like doing anything. You just kind of want to lay around, you want to eat junk food, you kind of do whatever. But he's probably getting calls and messages up the yin-yang, just saying congratulations, what's next, what are you doing? So I will get him on the podcast at some point. He is in the community. He does have a Veve gold and silver logo. He's a really cool dude. He does really like us. So we'll go over and like I said, we'll get him on the podcast at some point. Moving on here. Wes says, Bill, I'm number 127. Oh, Wes flexing his wallet though. Omar Kasadi says, hi fam. Hi Omar. Doge Nation says, who farted? I have a couple times. I did in the gym before. I on one of my, thankfully this was after I had done my big lift, but one of like the sets afterwards, I just, I leaned back on the bench and as I leaned back, just I was like, hope nobody saw or heard. Energy says, hey fam. Energy. Croner, Flex, thank you man, thank you. Spotty Pan says, let's freaking go. Bojack, Grumpy, Veve, OMI to the moon. I actually haven't mentioned Bojack or Grumpy today, so let's do that real quick. We'll go to the Grumpy and see what that's at. Oh, this is the Bojack. This is not the so Bojack is at 400,000 in well 100,000 in volume, so the volume's actually up, but only a $400,000 market cap right now. Up 18% though in the last 24 hours, so good for Bojack. Go for Bojack, or oh man, I hate it when I do that. Go for Bojack, or is it Bo for Gojack? I don't know. I feel like he said both of those in the show. And we'll go to the Grumpy Cat. Never mind. Up 4.9% today to a $1.1 million market cap, 111,000. It's usually just above 100,000 by a little bit for the trading. Again, 1.1 million market cap. The Grumpy Cat will have something come out before. Oh no, Bojack might actually. Yeah, Bojack will have something come out I think before the end of the year. So that'll be really fun. Anywho, moving on. Smarty Pants is Bojack gonna send tomorrow? Wait, Smarty Pants is what I think about coming out tomorrow? Is it? Is that why it's up 18% today? People buy it. Energy says, broke this week, the 300 set mark, and my OMI target of 30 million. Happy. Oh my God, energy. That's amazing. My amount of sets really won't go up that much. I take a picture of that because that's amazing. Yeah, my sets won't really go up that much because it's really because of Stacker. Stacker had gone on. Like I recognize that if you go to the leaderboards, in general, my Marvel rank of number 280 is really not going to mean anything. Even though my collectibles rank is 188 because that's between collectibles and I think comics. Oh no, that's just collectibles. The rank in general is 365. So again, it's not it's not a really big wallet, and I'll get that up eventually over time. But right now, in order to make a really big splash, in order to go and say, oh, guess what? I have a ton of really good stuff. Like in order for me to get on the board, I kind of got to lean into my what's best. And right now, that's the sub 100. Again, being in the top 3 bronze, I think is really cool. I think being in the top 10 in this is really cool. Harris Ryan's really close. He's number 12. And actually, Boss Man, my newest whale, is number 11. He has 63 of those. So shout out to him. But yeah, that I'm beating Mr. Rolex in something, which is wild. He could easily catch up to me if he wants. But I don't. That's not his game. Like he gets a bunch of stuff. He gets a bunch of really cool stuff. He just happens to he got there by accident. I get this because most of these are sub 100 Marvel Mighties. There are other sub 100s as well that I have throughout Marvel, but most of them are Mighties. But that's what I'm going to get into. So over the next couple months, we have like 3 more sets of Mighties. We got the X-Men, we got the X-Men Heroes, we got the Avengers Part 2, and then we have the what was the other one? I really hope we get Colby Smulders. I know she's not an Avenger, but I love her and she works for S.H.I.E.L.D. And anyway, Maria Hill, as she is. I mean, she does become director of S.H.I.E.L.D. at one point. Actually, if we're talking about Avengers, like weird Avengers, there's a bunch of them. You could have Wolverine. He's been an Avenger before. You could have Deadpool. No, Deadpool wasn't an Avenger. He's been an X-Men. He probably was an Avenger at some point. You do have Hitmonkey. That was actually an Avenger at one point as well. Oh, no. I think he just worked with S.H.I.E.L.D. Yeah, Hitmonkey worked with S.H.I.E.L.D., but he was not an Avenger, I don't believe. But yeah, you do have Wolverine. That was an Avenger as well. You have the West Coast Avenger. There's a bunch of different people on there. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to lean into that. And then we have the X-Men villains, which I cannot wait for. Chuck and Hank saying, let's go. What's up, Chuck and Hank? Wes is 300 sets. What the fudge? Yeah. Energy's a beast. Crazy Dan 420. You and Wes, thank you guys for being members. And hey, Randy, you look about a year old. Happy birthday. Dude, people telling me happy 40th birthday, happy 50th birthday. I hate you. But it's really fun. Energy says fire. Rudy Nameco is saying, Randy, fire. What up, Rudy? How's it going, fam? Love the Mandalorian armor you got on there. Jordan Reeves, thank you also for being a member, saying, yo, Randy, let's freaking go. Let's get this bread. Bill Gardner saying, what up, my OGs? Bill Gardner saying, at West, you're moving backwards. Bill Gardner, thank you for the super chat, saying, just picked up another 2.5 million OMI last night. Congrats to you on that. Sleeping Comics says, hey, Randy. Sadly, still super sick. I'm sorry, bro. It's rough. Bill Gardner saying, the sleeping hats are trending. They are. Secret rare. Kick and Base says, Randy, the man, there is so much promoting that Veve could be doing. College campuses, NIL deals? What's NIL? I don't know what NIL is. TikTok. Some things the community can do. It's college campus promos, TikTok, local game card shops. Yeah. And David did want to go and roll out the ambassador program this year. Obviously, that didn't happen. I hope he can do it next year. Whoever he rolls out for that, I don't even know if they have a short list. I don't know if they've even looked at that yet. To my knowledge, they haven't. We haven't spoken about that in like a year. When we did, it was last November. So when we spoke about that, I was like, hey, listen, if you want someone, like if you don't pick me to be on that, like that's okay. Like I know, I do certain things on stream that maybe you don't want to. And he said, no, it should be fine. I'm like, okay. But ever since then, I have not taken Lucy on stream. Now, it doesn't mean I haven't gotten a little swifty on stream, but I have not taken Lucy on stream. That was also due to a friend telling me, hey, don't do that if you're, so I haven't. But once they go and they pick the new community manager, it is over. I mean, unless it's me. And if it is me and I do it, but I don't think they would though. They would have probably said something by now. Anyway, but yeah, there's a lot that they could do. I think they are going to wait for the mass marketing to come out, and then we'll do that. Bill Gard said, Jordan, what's up? Kicking Base says, if I was still in college, I would be posting Veve stickers, cards everywhere, add some QR codes, and boom, bored curious college students onboarded. That would work in areas where college kids had money. But right now, I feel like a lot of college kids don't have money. But I could be wrong there. Pink Panther says, ICP pumping technology matters. It do be mattering though. What's up, Pink Panther? Christopher Silva saying, why does nobody talk about the Disney patent that displays a partner's statue as object number 430? There's going to be some serious utility. It might be utility. I have gone over that before. I don't know in what live stream or what video. It was months ago, though. I remember doing a video or live stream on that. It was X amount of months ago. I do not remember which what the title was or anything. You might be able to tell by the title or by the what do you call it? The thumbnail. But again, I'm not 100% sure. Jordan Reese says, yo, Bill. Bill says, Riz. Jordan, Bill going back and forth. Hoping we get exchanges in January. Bill says, me too. I don't think we get them in January. Just because they can talk about it doesn't mean that they go and give off exchanges. If you do go and you see, oh, hey, guess what? We're talking about, again, I do think they want to have a little more utility. I'm trying to taper expectations. Again, it's like that Mad TV skit, lowered expectations. I'll say we get it by early Q3, which would be, I don't know, July, August. July or August, I'd say we get some. There could be ones that are just going to renegade list. That's fine. That would be my guess. Maybe we get a couple of smaller ones in like Q2, but I really don't again, what's the utility that we can use? I get it. We have MCP points that we're getting for soft staking that we can't use. And then we'll be getting the bronze ticket accumulation points, which again, we're not going to be able to use until Q2. So I really don't think we get any exchanges until Q2. That's just me though. They could surprise us. Doge Nation says, I just farted so loudly. Oh no, may not have just fart. Doge Nation's hysterical. Andrew says, right, so this poster will have a low edition size, very low edition size. Squid Cat says, what do you think Comey has in store for OMI at Crypto Paris? Could we get a big catalyst? You could. I mean, there is no good arguments against OMI utility right now. You have your normal fodder and people that just want to see the project fail, that are just like, oh, it's not real utility. It's like, okay, well, it's coming. Like, whatever you consider real utility, again, that's how do you define that is going to be different for everyone. But there's other stuff that they're not talking about, which I don't think they will, that people are just only thinking, okay, what they talked about is what's coming. Yes, that's true, but there's other things that they haven't talked about that is coming as well, which again is going to be, I don't know when that comes. What was the question? Oh yeah, crypto. So I don't know. They are mostly going to talk about Veve there. I think the really only times people will talk about it is if other people bring it up. They say, oh, hey, this is a crypto conference. You have this app and it looks cool, but why are you at a crypto conference? I was like, well, actually, we do have a token and it can do X, Y, and Z. So that's probably, so I really hope that the people there, the non-Veve peeps that are going there, are like, hey, what is this? What's the, because again, if you picture it like this, I've seen people, mostly families or couples, that'll be like, oh, it's this again. Like one partner or one family member will roll their eyes when another family member goes and says something or asks a question, and it's just like, well, you guys need therapy or something. But they'll be like, oh my God, what the heck? It's so annoying. And if it was anybody else asking that question or saying that thing or doing that thing, they'd be like, oh, okay, like X, Y, and Z. They would respond in kind. They would respond like normal. It's like somebody that super annoys you, like, oh my god, I hate this person so much. They just did this thing. Where if anybody else were to do that thing, they would be like, eh. They wouldn't give it a second thought. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have me or any of like the Veve fam going up to Dan and be like, what's going on with OMI? Be like, and he'll probably be like, a lot's going on with it. Can't tell you what it is, but a lot's going on with it. Whereas if somebody new just comes up to him and just be like, oh, hey, somebody was showing me this app. This is really cool. And let's say Dave's, whoever is up there, like they told me to ask you, like, they were trying to explain OMI to me a little bit and how it could be connected to the app or will be, but I'm not sure. Can you like just give me a little more insight or explain like I'm 5? And they're like, yeah, no problem. Like again, if it comes from somebody different that's not me or anyone in the fam, they'll probably be a little more open to explaining because it's somebody new. It's not the same person, Randy Chavez asking, what we doing with OMI? It's just, I feel like people go and it's like, hey, Randy, could you ask about this? Can you ask about this? Like, guys, if I had asked even a fraction of the amount of questions that I get asked, like to the team, they would have blocked me a long time ago. They would have been like, all right, Randy, you're banned from any of these events. So it's yes, I hope that other people outside of the Veve fam ask about OMI. Because we've beaten that dead horse already. We've gone on and asked about it as much as we could, or again as much as we could. But after the expiry, they might be a little bit more open to it. So I don't know. If anyone wants to go and ask some questions, let me know. I'll give you a list. I'll give you stuff to answer or to ask. And a big catalyst, if they start talking about it, it could be. I don't think it will, but yeah, there's I'd say between a 1 and 10% chance that they go and say, hey, now we can talk about it, exchanges, before the end of Q1, whatever. It's like, okay, cool. Something like that. KCRY says, hey, Randy, can you discuss a little about the new game Veve is to put out and when? Technically, that's a Komi's game. Tengoku Sensu? Tengeku Sosu. I forget the name of it. It's something like that. It's a side-scroller. It's similar to not Clash of Clans. It's similar to Castle Crashers. You can do different ranges of attacks. It is a play to earn or play to burn. Or it might be both. You can have an inventory, so you can have items. You could have you have your mana. So there's like magic. There's different things that you can do. I don't know the ins and outs of it yet. I think you can get into the beta. As well, how much burn, if any, will that be projected to do? I have no idea. I wouldn't expect a ton to be burned. I mean, if it's a really fun game and people just play it to play, and you have a tiny bit of play to earn, but mostly play to burn, I don't know where that only would be coming from, but, we'll see. Red Grind Beat says, I've been out the game, so Veve is still... Wow, oh yeah, Veve goes and, the multi-billion-dollar company. This is, yeah. If you've been out the game a while, the game has changed a bit. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, you could literally buy anything on the app, and a week later it'll be up. Now, Cryptkins will probably not go up ever. I mean, it might. The reason I'm using Cryptkins is because I have the set, so I don't want to talk bad about anything that I don't have. I think Cryptkins is cute. I think they're fun. They're fun to play within the showroom and soon to be in the home space. I think it would be possible to get like a Cryptkins, like a IP branded world. I'm not really expecting like a Marvel, Disney, DC IP branded world. At least not yet. I would maybe expect that in a couple of years. But as far as IP branded worlds go, they might. Tokidoki might even be too big. They're freaking huge. But I would expect something small, like a small chibi characters, like the Cryptkins. Marvel Mighties would be a great candidate, but again, to ask or to think that we'll get a Marvel IP branded world right away, I think is silly. I could be wrong, but I think that would be probably years away. But anyway, so we know that already the Ron English Delusionville is going to be one of the IP branded worlds. So if you want to get some Ron English stuff, particularly the mogul grins, yeah, those are going to have some benefits to you and have some utility inside the Viviverse. So that's a smaller thing that you could get. That is not like obviously get the Vader, get the partner statue, get the gold and silver Vivi logo, get the Spider-Man, get the Miles, get all these really cool things that everyone's going to love. But maybe Kripkins isn't the best idea. Maybe I want to say Tokidoki because they're like super chibi like that, but they're really popular. Not really on the app, more so in the real world, but you could have that going in here. But I'd say Kripkins for now, is not going to make you rich. I'd say Toby is not going to make you rich. Well, the Golden Toby, that'll probably go up. They're pretty scarce, and he's pretty cool. But I would say Toby's not going to make you rich. That Matt Gondek with like how many tens of thousands of editions, that posters in general, probably not going to make you rich. But again, first appearance of Storm, Daredevil, like there's a bunch of these things that are probably going to be pretty cool to have and will probably go up in price. Not financial advice. Turtles, like, hey Randy, another amazing show. Sounds like OMI needs a whale week. Some of the cast from the movie shoot will join the family. Oh, heck yeah, they will. Like, in my last acting gig, I was showing everyone Vivi. I was talking about OMI as often as I could. When I get on, and that was just like a pilot that we were shooting. Here, where I actually am one of the actors and I have speaking lines, I have a supporting role, you could be damn sure every single day my phone will be on set. I'll be showing people them alligator Lokis, be showing people them Superman. You have no idea. Good times. Raygon Breed says LOL. Lol. Dead Rabbit says, any word that Akomi will announce at the EU crypto show? I don't think so. I don't even know when that is, but I don't think so. We'll see. What says no chance you bench tooth? I did. I literally did today. Normally, like the last couple weeks, I had gotten up to 225, and I felt I could have done more, but my right shoulder has been hecked up for like a while. But this is not my strongest. I was in 2016. I was in Kuwait, and I was much lighter. I was like 190-ish, and I was benching 265. I was eating a lot more and a lot more quality food back then, but not quality. It was eggs and chicken. Well, eggs, good food, but just a lot of it. But yeah, 265 was in Kuwait, and I was, but again, I was lighter. I was like 190. Now I'm like 205 and benching 235. That really is not a big, that's not a big difference. That doesn't sound like it's outside the realm of possibility. That sounds very, very like being 190 and benching 265. That seems harder, and it was like that. That was hard, but I was, I was a beast, man. I was huge. When you're deployed, you have nothing to do but work out. But yeah, and I mean, I could take a video next time. I'll take a video next time. As long as the shoulder holds up. It's fine. I probably could have done 240 if I had just taken 2.5s. I could probably have done that. But after that, I did another 4 sets at 185 of 5 reps each. So I was, the warm up I did to get that. I just did the bar for a little bit. I did like 10 reps, just get the feel. Then I did 135 for about 10 reps. And then I did 185 for 5. Then I did 205 for like a couple. I think I did 2 or 3. And after 205, I think I did 225 for 1. I did really, I asked for a spot, went up like perfect, like it went down, up like with some oomph in there. And a few minutes later, like 90 seconds, 2 minutes later, I got another dude. I was like, hey, can you just give me a spot? I don't need a lift. I'm just going to try to get one. And, I was slow bring down and then just, and I did like the grunt. And I struggled a little bit, but he didn't help. And then I got it. And I probably could have done 240. Again, just 2.5 on each side. But yeah. But I swear I'm not lying. Bill Garner says, when I first hit the angle, I saw looked like a kidney shot. but then I saw a different angle and saw the crushing face shot. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that Josh Emmett going and just that was nuts. That was awesome. And he like outside of the VV fam on Twitter, I saw that blowing up on TikTok. Like a couple of videos I saw talking about that. Like, oh, it's Josh, my man. Connor says Shane's been active on Discord again, talking about the Essence token. Something surprising coming up. Maybe move to have the totals. Oh, dude, if they have the total supply, oh, it's over. You will. Oh, I cannot wait for something to happen. I've literally been invested in Earth 2 for 3 years now. And I'm not gonna lie, if OMI pumps before Essence comes out, I'm probably gonna sell some OMI to buy some more Essence if Essence comes out at a super low price. You know, there's a chance Essence comes out at 50 cents. I'm not gonna sell. You know, I'm not gonna buy any more at 50 cents, even though I do, depending on what the total circulating supply is, you know, that could go to several dollars. You know, it really depends. I'll keep y'all posted. Wes says, I'm not using Stacker because you have to give it access to your X to sign up. That's a fair point. That is a fair point. That is why, Wes, I also did not, that is why I also did not sign up for the VV giveaways. Because the VV giveaways, same thing. They want access to that. But I know Dr. Prophet. I know him. I don't really know. Oh, no, I know one of the other people that make it. But I didn't, I'm fine with them having it. You know, with Vivi go and say, hey, in general, I don't like those type of vulnerabilities, and me and you are not the only one that think that way. There's at least one whale of mine, or not of mine. It's one whale that I know that did not go and sign up for the Vivi giveaways, just because again you have to go and do that. And when we were talking about that, I did this. I don't know if it's in a live stream or a video. We were talking about if you're going to do the giveaways, just have people make an account. Just have people go and do again. If I go and be community manager, I'll go to the Grumpy Cat and the Bojack community. Like, hey guys, I will give away X amount of Grumpy Cat or X amount of Bojack to anyone. If anyone has a VV wallet and they have at least one collectible in there, you'll be entered into a raffle, and I will go and give some. I'll pick a winner. It'll be random. And you'll go and get a certain amount of this crypto. If you go and I guarantee you have hundreds of new wallets specifically because of me if I become community manager. Like, guaranteed. And again, I don't care. I will do this in every single, I'll do this, I'll go to Bonk. I'll be like, hey guys, just bought a whole bunch of Bonk. If any one of y'all, I'll give you guys some free Bonk. If you go and do the same thing, I'll do it in every single one of these meme coin communities. And I will go and give away a bunch of their meme coin to them if they go and they have, like, this is one of the easiest ways to go and do that. I like that they have giveaways. I think that's great. But if you're going to have people go and give them access to the X anyway, just have them go and sign up. Have them go and sign up and have a VV account. You get that many new accounts. Like, fudge, man. VV, you could be doing, like, again, maybe they don't want to do it right now. Maybe they want to wait till the app is better. Clearly, they had issues with the Star Wars stuff, and they had issues with the the potion crafting thing, and maybe they want to fix some of these things before they go and they market. That's fine if they want to do it. Big A says, I was looking into the Bojack you talked about. You said up 18% today. Only find is down 3%. Okay, hang on. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. The Bojack, it's up 51% now, and it's up 13% the last hour. So I think there's a Bojack on Solana, but this is ETH Bojack. The volume's still at 110,000, but now the fully diluted market cap is at 536. So it's actually up a bit in the past. Again, it's up 13% the past hour. You could see on the amount of people that are buying. Fudge. It's just like the last couple of things, just been mostly buys. So I think that's why. But again, you have to be looking at the Bojack and the East Bojack, not the Solana one. Super chat coming in from KCRY. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. I'm number one. I'm number one. And then you say, did he wear any Veve stuff at the fight? Oh, I don't know. He didn't wear like Veve shorts or anything. He might have had some type of Veve. He took a picture that he posted on his Instagram the other day, and it was. Oh God, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on. Oh, Fanny. All right, we're gonna go to Josh. And by the way, he has like over 100,000 followers over on Instagram. He has 123,000 followers on Instagram. So go follow him there. And then he posted a photo. Where is it? Yeah, it was 5 days ago. And then you can see him in the middle with his Veve sweatshirt on. I'll post it right there for you. Right there. There we go. But that I don't think he wore anything like that to the actual fight. No, I didn't see his entrance. But damn, he's got some epic photos. Got a photo of him with Joe Rogan over there. Look at how ripped he is. Look at the abs on this dude. I'm saying that's a wrap on 2023. What a great end of the year, or great end to the year for him. He's 39, so I don't know if he's really going to go and try and make a run for a title or anything. But we'll see. We'll see. While I have you all here, I'm going to go. I haven't asked you to do this, and that is my bad. I should have asked you to do this earlier when there was 70-something people here. But if y'all can go and smash that like button, that's a free way to help support the channel. That'd be super great. That'd be super great. And then if you want, below that, it says Earth 2 versus Veveverse. Which one is better? The only regret you'll have is you didn't buy more. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. I am a financial advisor, but I'm not your financial advisor. I am... Ooh. Buddy of mine is going and doing some gambling. Get that bread. Oh, sorry. So get that bread. Don't lose the count. Don't hit when you have 12 if there's a positive count. My friend likes to hit on 12 when there's a high count, and I always yell at my friend for this, but sometimes you just can't talk to peeps. Moving on here. What was I? Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Okay, so we got Bill Garner saying, Connor, half the supply would be insane. That would be insane if we go and we have half the supply for for Essence. That'd be ludicrous. Was saying Big A is correct. Bojack is not up at all today, down 65% this week. I literally I'll look it up again. But yeah, Bojack is up more than before, 53%, 14% the last hour. And again, $530,000 market cap. Moving on here. Wes says, yes, they should burn half of all Essence. Dude, that would be insane if they did that. I would lose my mind. KCR, oh yeah, thank you for the super chat. I don't know if he did wear any of that. KCR Wise, thanks for your input. No problem. Saga T says, Veve bottom is in, prices are ROI gold. Agreed it is. KRC Wise is freaking sweet. Sweet, man. Yeah, I think bottom prices have been in for a little while on Veve. Slow but steady. It do be happening, though. Slow but steady. All right. Been going for about an hour 13. I think that should be about it for the show. Yeah, that do be it. Let's see if we have any other... Ooh. Oh, so my collectibles have gone on and posted like a bunch of his stuff on Secret Wars. Like he's got a bunch of Secret War comics. And he said, what are y'all collecting? And I was like, oh, just a few sub 100 Marvel items. And then my collectibles be like, yo, amazing. So I had to give that a like. What says, bruh, if you're giving away meme coins as a community manager, then you're going to get fired. I mean, if there's I don't believe so. Like if I go into other communities and like, hey guys, let me give, and again, this isn't, if this goal is just to grow the Veve wallets, and I say, hey guys, and again, not really talking to anyone already in the Veve fam, but if I talk to people that are in Bojack or in Grumpy Cat, that I literally am part of that community, that I work like with those devs in order to help create things. If I go and do that and say like, hey, I'll give you some of Bojack, I'll give you some of my own Bojack or my own Grumpy Cat. If you go and you have a Veve wallet and you bought at least one Veve collectible, then boom, you're entered in a raffle. I haven't read the official Veve handbook rulebook for employees because I don't work for them, but I can't go and figure out how growing the fam and growing accounts could be a bad thing. Now, if they go and they tell me, hey, Randy, you can't do that, then okay, I can't do that. As community manager, I would fight them on it and be like, there's no reason for me not to, and they'd be like, yes, there is. And they'll give me whatever reasons they want to come up with. But I don't really see any reason why I wouldn't be allowed to do that if I'm growing the party, like if I'm growing the fam. If I were to go to like Veve people, like on like Veve Discord, be like, hey guys, if you buy a little bit of Bojack, I'll give you a alligator Loki or something. I'll put you in a raffle, like that, you know, you don't want to go and siphon off funds from the Veve fam. But if you want to redirect funds from other communities so that they could buy a little bit of Veve's product, and I give them something out of my own personal wallet that has nothing to do with Veve, that shouldn't be an issue. But again, if you know, I get the job and Veve says, hey, don't do that, there's a conversation about it and they give me a good reason, then that's fine. You know, I won't do it. But for the most part, I think that would go under creative ideas. Hey, Sockety, or Sockety. If you go to the link down below in the description, you'll see I think on the bottom link is the Bojack Telegram group. They'll tell you where to go. Let me go and show you. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. So it is just, if you go onto Gecko Terminal and you just type in Bojack, you'll see it there. It is at the 0.00000543, or 5543, and then again 100,000 in volume right now, 54,000 liquidity. If you could actually go to the security tab on it, and then you could go to, if you go to the DeFi scanner, you could take a look exactly how many wallets there are. I'm not sure how many wallets there are. I know there's a couple hundred. It's not actually showing. Hold on, wait a tick. No, to whale, approved, blacklisted, buy tags, can be bought, cancel all, no effects. Creator address, percentage, detected, dangerous amount, external excall, ETH, hidden owner, honeypot, and okay, where is it? I'm not seeing the number of addresses here. And I could have sworn that it was down here unless they moved it. Token hold. Oh, they don't have it. I don't know why, but they don't have they don't have the token holders there listed. Now, obviously, most everything is green thumbs, which is good, but I don't know why they don't have the amount of token holders there. But yeah, that's really interesting. But it is this one right there. But again, link to the Telegram group down below in the description box. Ow! Oh my God, my hip. Super degen, like it. I mean, again, I am working on giving that utility, and again, there is going to be something really cool that's happening before the end of the year, and then the Grumpy Cat I'll be working to give utility as well. Well, I mean, there's other people that's working on that as well. Squid Cat says, maybe test your theory before you get hired. I'd love it if that worked. I guarantee you it will. Like but I don't want to. I don't want to give away any of my Bojack or my Grumpy Cat now while the prices are down. I kind of want to wait until they go up a little bit. So give me like 3 weeks on Bojack. I'll try it with the Bojack community first, and then then once some utility comes out for Grumpy Cat next month, early next year, I'll do a Grumpy Cat. But Bojack, I would need a couple weeks. It'll be pretty quick with that. But yeah, guarantee that'll work. And even if Veve goes and says, "Oh, hey, by the way, Randy, you can't do that," and I'm like, "Okay, well then I'll just have a buddy of mine be like, hey, do this for me," and then I'll be like, "Oh, hey, here's something that you guys can do that I'm not doing. I'm not touching it. My friend is doing it." If you have a Veve account and if you have, one collectible in there, my friend is going to go give away some Bojack. So, like if they say, "Chavez, you can't do it," well, my hands are clean, figuratively, and I'm not doing it. A friend of mine is. Now, again, if they go and they say, like, "Chavez, you're being facetious, and I want to fight you for this," like, okay, fair point. KCRY says, if you can say when the best time to buy the memes, how the candles look. Meme coins have like a life of their own, and some take off for absolutely no reason, and some that should take off don't. It's pot luck. It's a life of their own. It's a roll of the dice. I don't know when the best time to buy is. I'll let you know. Grumpy Cat, I put in $7,500 on. I have like $1,200 of it because it went down, so much after I bought. For Bojack, I'm actually in the black on. Bojack, I put in about $1,500. I think it's worth like a little over $2,000 now. It was worth over. I think it like. I like a 10 or so at a $10 million market cap, I'll have about $40,000. So at $1 million market cap, I'll have 4,000. So at over 500, yeah, I have a little over $2,000 right now. So I don't have it. I only put 1,500 in, but I put it in at a super low market cap. So yeah, moving on here. Oh, that was it. All right, cool beans. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for the super chats. Wes, I totally can bench 235. I did it today. In like a week or so, I will get video of me doing it next time. All right, everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, meow, meow. Oh, meow. What? Glad I avoided Bojack and Cookie. And then, well, I mean, again, I'm up on Bojack. And, I have a buddy of mine that is dollar cost average into Grumpy, and it's going to be very rich. Like, not financial advice. He is going to be rich. He's already rich. All right, I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.